A girl can make you think about her every night without sending a single message. What's even stranger is that often she doesn't even realize she's doing it. In this video, I will reveal 5 of the most powerful psychological games some girls use to attract guys. Games you might already be caught in without knowing. This isn't just another list of cliched tactics. We're diving deep into the psychology behind why these behaviors work and, most importantly, how to respond like a man who sees the game for what it is, choosing whether to play or walk away. The truth is, many of these games are played subconsciously. A girl who was warm one day and cold the next might not know using a technique called push and pull. But if you're unaware, your brain can get hooked. The male subconscious has traps that trigger intense attraction or attachment when certain patterns appear. This isn't guesswork, it's science. Once you recognize these patterns, you can step back, observe the game, and decide who's worth your time. I once met a girl whose behavior flipped 3 times in a week. One day, she was all jokes and messages. The next, total silence. Then, a vague story post. Like you, I wondered if I'd done something wrong, or if she was upset. But after reading about the contrast effect in attraction psychology, I realized it was a technique. Whether she meant to do it or not, from that day on, no behavior seemed random. Technique 1. Push and pull. The hot and cold. One of the most common yet complex psychological games is push and pull, or the hot and cold game. One day she's warm, friendly, texting, joking, and liking your stories. The next, she's gone. No texts, no reactions, not even an emoji. This isn't random. It's a pattern that stimulates the male brain, which reacts strongly to contradictions. Consistent warmth signals she's interested. Consistent coldness says, move on. But alternating between the two, your brain gets stuck in a loop, unable to decide, and that loop can make you addicted to the feeling, not the person. For example, my friend Saeed met a girl who was super warm for 3 days, full of playful banter. Then she vanished. No replies, no reads, even though she was online. Saeed racked his brain, thinking he'd messed up but found no answers. On day 5, she returned with a cute text. "Sorry, I was out of it. The real world's kinda exhausting." The cycle restarted. A month later, Saeed was hooked, despite no real relationship. Just a vague pull keeping him trapped. Why does this happen? Some girls know that keeping a guy between hot and cold throws logic out the window. Others do it subconsciously, mimicking patterns from social media, TV, or friends because they see it works. It's a behavior that says, I'm not always available, but if I choose you, you're lucky. To counter this, you have 2 options. Play along and risk getting attached when she's warm, or see the game, smile, and decide if it's worth it. My advice? If someone can't be consistent or keeps you in limbo on purpose, they're not relationship material. Your value lies in rising above uncertainty, not drowning in it. Technique 2. Scarcity effect. The rarer, the more valuable. Imagine 2 girls, one's always available, replying instantly, always there. The other, rarely online, slow to respond, and when she does, it feels like a favor. Which one sticks in your mind? Often, the brain perceives the rarer one as more valuable, even if that's not true. This is the scarcity effect. When something's less available, it feels more precious. A girl might use this by making herself seem scarce. Late replies, limited time, always busy with important things, and unpredictable. This signals to your brain, if you win her, you're special. Amir, one of my followers, met a girl who was always busy. His texts got short replies hours later, but when she texted, it was captivating, like, "Rough day. but your name popped into my head and made me feel better. Amir couldn't get close, yet couldn't let go. She was a prize he might win someday. The lie in this game is that scarcity equals value. Often, it just means distance, control, or disinterest. This works well on guys with low confidence, who think winning a scarce person proves their worth. If you notice a pattern of someone always being distant or special, ask yourself, am I drawn to her personality or just chasing something out of reach? The smart move isn't chasing or ghosting, it's smiling and moving on. Someone truly valuable shows up, not hides. Technique 3. Emotional mirroring. When she becomes you. Have you ever felt like someone gets you? They love your music, hate what you hate, agree with everything, and share your feelings. Congrats! You might be in a professional psychological game called emotional mirroring. The brain sees similarity and signals. This person is safe, trustworthy. A skilled person can exploit this trust. Mirroring builds connection, but if the intent isn't genuine, it's a game where you think someone sees you, but they're just reflecting you. Ali met a girl who seemed like his female counterpart. Same music, movies, food, even childhood memories. It was like finding a female version of me, he said. But when he voiced a small disagreement, she went cold and vanished. Ali realized she was never like him. She was mirroring to hook him. Some use mirroring to create instant closeness, knowing trust leads to attachment. Mirroring isn't bad, but if it's just a hook without real substance, you fall for an illusion, not the person. To spot fake mirroring, watch for everything feeling too perfect. People aren't that similar. Them avoiding disagreements to stay aligned, or instantly matching your boundaries without thought. Real connection takes time, not instant agreement. If someone aligns too quickly, pause. A good relationship is built on reality, not imitation. Technique 4. Sudden deprivation. She stops texting, goes online but doesn't reply, and seems to vanish, yet you can't stop thinking about her. Deep down, you know something's off, but you're more obsessed than before. This isn't random, it's sudden deprivation. When someone's warm, then cuts off, your brain searches for meaning. What happened? Did I mess up? Those questions keep you hooked, wanting to reconnect. Saeed met a girl on Instagram, and their first week was intense. Chats, voice messages, late-night talks. Week 2, she ghosted, posting stories but not replying. Saeed obsessed over what he'd done wrong, growing more attached despite no relationship. This uses variable reward conditioning, like slot machines. Sometimes you win, sometimes not, but you keep playing. Sudden deprivation is hidden control, making you chase answers. When they return, even with a simple text, you feel grateful, as if their presence defines their value. To react healthily, don't overreact. That's what they want. Set boundaries. They owe an explanation, not you guesses, and avoid overthinking. Your mind creates stories unrelated to reality. Someone who ghosts and returns without reason doesn't deserve their old spot. Vanishing without explanation signals emotional instability. If their absence makes you think more, that's not love, it's control. Technique 5. Induced competition. Making you fight for her. She says, lots of people want me, but I feel comfortable with you. Or she posts a story with someone vague, or mentions, someone got me a gift, but I said no because... These aren't just stories. They're techniques to spark competition, making you feel you must fight for her. This hacks the male brain, wired for competition. When a woman seems desired, her value spikes in your mind. A cognitive bias where demand equals worth. Irfan met a girl who always mentioned suitors. A doctor, a guy in Canada, someone who offered gold. At first, it seemed silly, but soon he felt he'd lose something if she slipped away. She wasn't ideal, but I had to make her mine, he said. He was caught in a game. Induced competition can lead to possessiveness or unhealthy attachment. You think you're choosing, but you're in a race. Even with red flags, you don't back down because it's about winning, not interest. To escape, check if she's building a connection or just provoking you. Set boundaries if she constantly mentions others' attention, and reject the value by demand mindset. A relationship's worth lies in mutual intimacy, not competition. If someone needs others to seem special, they're not enough alone. A truly special person shines without stories of suitors. Seek someone who brings peace, not a race. Wrap up. We've explored 5 common psychological games some girls use to attract guys. Games that start exciting, but often end empty. To recap, push and pull, like puppet strings, scarcity effect, false value through rarity, emotional mirroring, reflecting you to hook you, sudden deprivation, silence to keep you chasing, induced competition, turning love into a battlefield. You're a conscious man, investing time to understand what influences your mind. That gives you more control than someone led by emotions. This video isn't about attacking girls. It's about defending your awareness. Too many men fall for feelings they mistake for love, when they're just games. You don't need to play to be special. You are special when you choose who deserves your time and heart.